Greetings, community. It's Kevin of Entropy and Comics, and I got my pre-order. It took about 3 weeks. Now, I did receive contact from the company in which that I get my pre-orders from, and yes, they did make mention that it was going to be late due to weather conditions and so forth. I'm good. I am considerably late in comparison to everybody else as far as reading. However, that in which that I found really important or pertinent to read, I managed. I ended up finding either, my LCS that I can easily buy a copy or 9. And, I end up finding, other alternative meanings. I mean, if I had to, I can read tidbits to get me by online or, I was able to wait in some circumstances. So you may notice I look a little bit different. It's my old hat. If you see my new videos, I appreciate you watching. And yeah, I'll end up doing more stuff from the metaverse. I like hiding behind my avatar. Anyways, without any further mention of hiding behind avatars, metaverse, and all that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you what you probably came here to check out. Books. So, I'm going to start off with Space Bastards. Now, this is a one-shot right here, special delivery. It was a special one-shot that they ended up doing. And I hope they end up doing more books. Space Bastards is one of the most zaniest, fun reads I've had in, all in the past year. Basically, is on my top 10, and I'm thoroughly enjoying this read. And the art definitely reflects the story, so I really like it. Next up, kind of similar in description, Billy the Kid. Now, I think that there's going to be one more issue after this one, but I can't say for certain. And after that, I don't know if it goes on hiatus forever in the sense that it was only 6 issues or not. Yo, Mike, I appreciate you being here, buddy. And thank you for hanging out with me in my pre-order. At some point, I'm going to make it up there to Bakersfield. I promise. That isn't an empty threat. It's a guaranteed promise. Now, Joker number 12 this is a cover by John Boy Myers. I not only love the cover enough to where I end up going to my LCS and buying it, but I do like the story enough to where I end up going to my LCS and buying it. So this is one of the issues throughout the series that I ended up doubling up on. And yes, it was a cover buy. At the same point, yes, it was a story buy. This was probably, I think there's only 2 issues that I'm getting from DC that is an ongoing series that I'm picking up from them. Other than that, I'm not really picking up a whole lot from DC, and definitely not an ongoing series. So, yo, God Tank, appreciate you being here. Appreciate both you guys being here. Now, Phenon X, if you're reading this, yeah, you're probably feeling the same pain I am, and I'm moving on. Now, Jacqueline, on the other hand, holy hot damn. Seriously, not just in the art, but I'm not a Dynamite type reader, per se. Not saying anything negative about them. What I'm saying is that's not somewhere I gravitated to. When I end up reading about this character, I end up liking it. Not only that, but I end up reading the fact that Bish was going to end up doing some covers, and I'm like, I'm in. So I'm loving the story, digging the covers. Thor is a classic that I've been reading for a while, and this is issue number 22. I think this is a cover, C? My eyes are failing me. That's a cover B. This is it's cover A. 22. I've been loving this story, and I'm looking forward to this whole Banner War coming up. I did say it right. Banner War. Got the Gwen Stacy variant on that. So I did did all 3 I could afford on that. And then this is issue number 21. Now, on all these, I end up buying some from my LCS and buying, the pre-orders. So this was, as you well know, the pre-orders. And yeah, that story right there with the God of Hammers, that's really a great story. Now, when it comes to anthologies, I would have to say Silver Coin is probably my favorite anthology right now. The reason why is it best reflects what I remember as a kid growing up remembering what anthologies were to me, which were on TV. So it was like Twilight Zone, Night Gallery, and so forth. And to me, that's the feel I get from that book. Here we go. We got Hulk right here. Number 4. This is the Gwen variant. Now I end up getting a few. There's a pre-order. And a lot more at my LCS. Well, a few of them. And yeah, this is pretty wild. I'm digging the whole. I'm finding it's definitely, you're either loving it or hate it. It's not too many middle grounders. I'm loving the story. I like how they split the personalities and all that into where Banner's able to control it and cage it. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, if you're reading this, Robbins, you're probably in shock like I was that how well it's not only written, which is no surprise to me by the writer, but how well it's written and something that I really had zero expectations for as far as the story was concerned, because it didn't seem like there was going to be enough there just throwing a bunch of characters together. Yeah, you want it to be good just because there's a bunch of cool characters, but that's not always an easy task. Robin is that second ongoing series that I was making mention that I'm reading. Now, Robin and Joker are the only 2 ongoing series that I'm picking up from DC, and I'm loving both of them. Enough to where I'm buying 2 covers. Not only are the covers awesome, but the story just forces me to buy 2 covers. Like, it's that good. How good? Twice as good. How do you prove it? You buy twice as many. Just kidding. So, Dog Days, I did not read issue number 2 yet. That doesn't mean I ain't going to read this one. I have that particular cover that I just showed you. I just haven't dug into it because it was signed, and I didn't want to hurt that one. So what I'll do is I'll dig into the one I just showed you. This is the cover A, and this finishes off that mini-series to Stray Dogs. Great work to Trish. Great work to Tony. I love it, and I knew since day one, which was my first video I ever put out on this show, on this channel, how good the story was. I knew it. I read, tidbits of it. I already knew it was optioned well before it was released, and I was in all the way. All right, now Carnage. Speaking about going crazy and taking people out all the way, and the Carnage this is starting the ongoing series. And when I ended up reading months ago that Ram V was going to start off this ongoing series, not only did I thought it was a perfect match, being that he's already doing a pre-existing symbiote story, Venom, but I thought it was very eloquent in the manner of which have a person that is very familiar with symbiotes, because he's writing from one right now, and start off an ongoing series for another. That is also has, definitely because of the movies, a well-recognized claim to fame, in the sense that it's hard not to recognize Carnage as much as people now recognize Carnage in comparison to Venom. It's just that recognizable. Yo, bro, how's it go? Appreciate you being here, Roscoe. Yeah, I saw that, man. That was so freaking cool. Yeah, you see, even Mike saw it too. Now, Monkey Prince was another book that I was, a local hero ended up doing work on this thing, and it was just Michael Chang, and it was just something that when I ended up reading a little bit about this character from, can't remember the name of the book, I'm not going to get stuck there. I was like, all right, 1, I'm in for the 12-issue mini. 2, I want to get the limited edition 250. As far as you had to buy 250 books to just qualify to receive the ability to make purchase of this book. So I was like, well, I'm going to find the company that's doing that, and I'm going to pick up 2. I ended up picking up not only 1 of the cover A's, but 2. And yeah, it was well worth it. Not only are these covers awesome, the story is really, really written well. The art is reflecting upon the cover. You can see it, and I'm digging it. I recommend the story to dabble in if it's something that you're looking for that is way out there, that in the DC world, that is not normally trapped by the confines of the, or should I say, Gotham universe, because that's kind of what it turned into. This is it. I think it's going to have its own standalone place that's going to be able to exist, and I look forward to that. Gwen Stacy, can't afford this one, which maybe I can, but anyways, so I had to pick it up too. Two of the facsimiles equals one real one, right? Right? Yuki versus Panda. This is a very fun story, and it's written in a very anime kind of way. So if you're into the manga anime thing, that's definitely it. And I hope that it gets turned into an animation one day. Evil Ernie. Now I've always been an Evil Ernie fan of old, and this just solidifies me to be Evil Ernie fan of not old, but even of new, and just an Evil Ernie fan altogether. You can say it solidified me in like glue. It was bad. That was really bad. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. All right, moving on. The official image timeline. I didn't realize that this was a 12-issue miniseries to fully encompass everything that's happened in the past 30 years. I thought it was a one-off. So I ended up ordering issue number 2 last night. And yeah, I'm looking forward to. I was there when all this stuff started. Malibu, they were using Malibu originally, and they were able to get big enough to where they can do their own image publishing and all that. So for me, there's going to be an interesting read because I'm definitely going back in a lot of timeline. And I can, never mind, it's a separate show. But I have all these old pictures of these guys. We're doing some zany stuff. All right, Dark Ages, number 5. I believe this finishes it out. This was the variant that I ended up picking up. I don't know if I made mention, but not all of my books that are presently supposed to be in this order is in this order. Some got allocated into another order. They were having issues. I said issues. Getting my books to me on time due to weather conditions and just circumstances that were beyond their control. I'm good. So I'm 3 weeks late, and some of the other books got thrown into another box. So this is not all of what I would normally be receiving for this particular order. So I ordered the 2 of the Dark Ages is what I'm getting at. Long-winded guy. All right, moving on. Kanto, number 6. This is issue A. Cover A. And yeah, this completes this whole arc. They got one more coming after this, and I'm loving it. Been loving Kanto since day one, and I'm just waiting on my slabs to come in. I've been waiting almost a year now. I'm dying here. Moving on. Rain, number 2. This, speaking of David Boer, is a story adaptation from Joe Hill, written by David Boer. And this story is beautifully written. It is it has a great love story attached to it. It hits you off right in the top. And yeah, I'm really wrapped in here. My heart, as he tends to write, meaning David Boer, is already wrapped into this book. Geiger. This is that special. And what I end up getting is a cover by, or there the lack of. I like the blank covers. And a regular cover. And I'm looking forward to diving into this. Like I said, you can tell how far back behind I am. But yeah, man, Geiger and Noctera are right there hand in hand and on that adventure style. And I'm loving them both equally. Usagi Yojimbo. I'm a Usagi Yojimbo of old fan. Now, what I mean by that is I've been reading this ever since I think I want to say 88. Now, obviously not this series because this came out in IDW only a little over 2 years ago. I think it's almost been 3 now. And it's written the same. Stories are the same in the sense of the type of morals, a lot of the Zen philosophy, a lot of Bushido, and it sings to my soul because yeah, it's that Eastern philosophical aspects that I kind of grew up with when I was doing my training, and then so I can relate. I get it. I'm loving it. So speaking of which, Usagi Yojimbo, Lone Goat, and Kid. So he's been doing in the past, let's say, year, these miniseries off of the ongoing, and I've been loving these too. they allow to break away from the main story and doesn't have to have any major attachments. And it's been allowing me to basically double up on Usagi stories. Sweet Paprika. Now, this was something my son brought to the attention to me a few years ago. He said, look, check this out. This is something Miraca's doing. And I believe her initial intent of that was to be an animation. So I'm hoping enough popularity comes of this so in which that she can achieve her goal. Love to see this as in our cartoon. Speaking of Noctera, this starts off the second arc. And if you're loving the first one, I'm sure you're going to love the second one. This has been a very consistent read. Every issue has just been steady. Nothing's been ramping up. Nothing's been diving down. Everything has been slow and steady as far as the pace. And when I mean slow, there's nothing slow about the story. I just mean slow in the sense of they're not trying to ramp you up or down. They're just trying to keep you consistently going on. And this book definitely does it. I'm loving it. I ended up picking this up because I can't seem to see if they're going to keep continuing Black Cat as an ongoing series. It keeps coming in and out, and it has been doing that for the past, 4 or 5 years. And I think this is their way of just trying to keep their readers, Black Cat, happy. Strange Academy, number 16. This is a cover A. I did receive a cover B already. I have another cover B that's allocated in my next order. And I know those are hot covers. And I'm just a huge Strange Academy fan. I have a bunch of slabs. I got all the story. I got multiple copies. This story of kids growing up is done wonderfully in this mutant world of, I guess, now magic mutant world. And it's awesome. It's really great to see a whole fresh appeal to the Marvel universe because of the magic aspects that is now being a huge focus. 7 Secrets. Now, 7 Secrets and Firepower to me are two of my favorites of that style, that genre. And I can't say enough about either one of them. They're really fun to read. I really look forward to each month when those books come out to really jump into them. I try not to put books in a particular order of reading. I try to just randomly throw in inside my storefolio so I can just grab them out so I'm not being biased about in the order I'm reading. But I have to admit there are times that I will skip when I know that, let's say, 7 Secrets or Firepower is next below, or maybe even Usagi. I'll just skip that one. TMMT, best of. Now I got everything. This completes as far as the Turtle and Splinter's concerned. However, and Shredder, just saw that they're doing a Rat King. So once that's, I made purchase pre-order of that last night. Once that arrives, then finally maybe I'll be done until they do. I don't know, because I even got April, right? They did Casey. They did everything. I mean, unless they end up doing the kid, I don't know. We'll see how they try to get me next time. This one will trip you out. Bonier. The Aromatic. They even went, wait, what? Yeah, but this story is probably better describes it, even though it's not the other way around. This better describes it, even though it's not the better cover. Is a girl whose BO is so bad that she kills zombies with her BO. Like, you gotta love that. Seriously. So I'm like, yeah, I'm in. I like those weird off the wall things. All right, now it's rather obvious. Amazing Spider-Man 88 designer copy. That is a Gleason. I am telling you right now, anything and everything Gleason coming out right now, pick up for the next 3 months. Every cover coming out by Gleason, pick up for the next 3 months. You will not Be sorry. Cover A, along with cover A. So yeah, I saw these Gleason covers, and I saw the successive Gleason covers coming out in the next 3 months, and I'm like, yeah, I know what I want to pick up. There we go. Now, I'm not going to try to pick this series up. I'm doing enough Spider-Man, and there's more Spider-Man coming out with the #1 and everything else that this was a cover buy. Admittingly so, because of the homage. This was a cover buy. I probably will read it, and that'll probably be my undoing to where I'll end up buying the series, but damn it. Miles Morales, Spider-Man. Now, this is an interesting story. This is all leading up to the way I feel, like diving into that whole Spider-Verse again, and I'm curious to see how this transpires. I've been trying to keep my ears close to what everyone's talking about. But moving on, Spider-Woman, #19. This has been, for me, a steady book. You know, it's been another one of those comfortable reads. This is one I look forward to, but not because it's going to be, oh my God, you know, it's so epic, or, you know, no, it's just a consistent read that I just enjoy to kick back and, you know, I don't have to worry about buying it for any spec or anything. It's just a pure enjoyable read. I can't put it any other way. Yeah, there we go. So this finishes it out. Death of Doctor Strange. All right. So I can't afford the real cover of this. But at the same point, I love that cover. And this finishes it out. I've been double buying this, and I'm looking forward to finishing this out. I end up already make purchase of Strange #1 and already read it, as if I already read this. And it did throw me for a loop a little bit. So you don't even know how much I'm chopping on the bit to get into this one. And to finish it off, this is it. You made it, everybody. I appreciate you being here. Before I finish it off, I want to say, hey, Geek, thank you. You the man. God Tank, I appreciate you, brother. Mike, you the man. You're like one of the first buddies to jump in here. Oh, what the hell did I just freaking do? Oh, my God. My mind's blown. All right, I'm back. Doesn't mean my mind's still ain't blown. And everybody else that decided to hang out with me, all 4 of your bodies that are here. I can't express too much. I love you all. Seriously. You guys, look, see? Right here. You even said it for me, even before you're awesome, dude. Seriously. So this is the last book. I want to finish it off with a great. I recently ended up receiving my Ghost Rider #1, I don't know, maybe about 6 months ago. From my 1972. Yes, I'm still looking for a Marvel #5. You know, that's one of those things that a wish list. I'm looking forward to getting into this one. I am a Ghost Rider fan. Unfortunately, I don't have a run of anything. I am slowly starting to put this one together, I think, because of how spotty I'm getting, and I will refuse to read certain aspects of it until I have the whole arc pieces. Does that make sense? Just because I don't want to get lost, and I don't want to be chomping on the bit to where I feel obligated to go pay something more than I really can afford for something that I don't necessarily need, which I hope that makes sense too. Not getting all philosophical. I think what I'm getting at is I am pretty much done. Yeah. So that was roughly, I don't know, I think it was like 55 books. I'm getting like a massive amount of books coming next time. I hope you guys have been watching some of the new platform style formatting things that I've been doing from the metaverse. I more than likely will be continuing that. I like hiding behind that avatar. It makes me feel a little more comfortable. Being on this side of the camera still freaks me out. So I think that's it. And that's it for me. Appreciate everybody being here. That's it for me. Entropy.